Hello, everybody. What's going on? I just had some pizza and I'm feeling better. Walked the dog and all the kids are in bed, and now I'm here with you talking Jets till we're dead. Hey, that worked. All right, I made it to the end. Not bad. What's up, guys? Boy, oh boy, did I miss you for the last 17, I think it was 23 minutes, actually. How you been? What's going on? Welcome to the After Hours Jets Fest. My name is GreenBean, and we're going to just talk about stuff. You know what I thought we'd do tonight? I thought we would show some clips. Maybe Baldy's breakdown. Let's take a look. Let's see what Baldy's saying about Michael Clemons. Maybe look at some highlights from today's camp. I heard Mims had a good catch. I was not able to do that. Tuesdays are tough. I have play group with my daughter. As you guys know, I am now suddenly a stay-at-home dad. So I have commitments. I got to take the kids to play groups and history and all the stuff that we do. So that's what I do on Tuesdays. So it's hard to watch to catch up, you know? So let's see who's here. We got Mr. Terrible. He's here. He's making his presence known tonight. He's saying stuff, right, Mr. Terrible? We got Ant Jets. We got J.E. There he is. Look at J.E. Nick Rousseau. The early gang was in here, right? Yankees win is in here. Oh, you guys came right over, man. Look at you. Hank is here. Salty Nuts. This is nice. Drillo, the Jets fan. What's up, Drillo? Over under Jets forever with 25 chats and 0 Chuba. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Jets forever has been here since I had 10 people. Jets forever was here. So that's it. It's a lot. It's value, man. Twisted is here, but I'm glad you're here too, Drillo. Twisted is here. So Jets forever is not a conformist. So the sheep hate him. Maybe there it is. Jets Mess is back. What's up, Mess? It's good to see you. And look what Jets Forever does for the streams. He starts it with this every time. It's consistent. You got to appreciate consistency. It's like we were talking about before with players, right? We were talking about it with the kicker, but it applies to so many other players. It's like, would you rather have the guy that could hit a home run? He's such a strong bat, like for that analogy, or strong leg for the kicker analogy, or the Ty Johnson running back analogy. Would you rather have a guy that could be great at times, but then disappears, fumbles, strikes out a lot? Or would you rather have a guy gets on base 90% of the time, kind of a thing? Rather have a guy that gets 5 yards a carry every time, kind of a thing. Every game when he's in, he's 5 yards a carry. Every now and then he can break one, but he's consistent. And like Eddie Pinheiro versus Erline or Matt Amendola, all these guys. Would you rather have a guy that could kick a 62-yarder, man? He's got that kind of leg. But he misses more from 40 and under. Or would you rather have a guy that 45 and under, he's a lock and can hit 55s 60% kind of, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. Like the running back to Ty Johnson, I talk about all the time. Ty Johnson is clearly a more exciting back than guys like LaMichael Perine. But LaMichael Perine, I don't want to jinx him, has better hands, significantly better blocker, not as electric as a running back, but since he's consistent. So me personally, I'm into the consistency. Don't get me wrong, I love excitement too. You know, there was a guy years ago, some of my old heads will remember this, Otis Smith, a cornerback that the Jets seemed to love. They kept him around here a little while. Otis Smith would get burned for 2 touchdowns in a game and then catch a pick and run it back 30, 40 yards. Like, you're like, does he suck or is he great? The first thing, I think I might have been Mangini first. And David Barrett, I think Barrett was like that too. And the first thing Rex did when he came, he said, get that guy out of here. He came in, he cut him. I don't think it was Otis Smith. It might have been Barnett, something like that. But Otis Smith, I know, was that way. I forget which coaching staff. But, I'm consistency. I'm a fan of consistency. Curly Norman's here. Look at Curly, the main catch. I saw you in the chat, in the comments this week, Main Catch. I saw you. Hank, I said hello to you, Hank, already. Vafadoosed. There he is. Look, I like how you took on my Zaki poo. You know that's 100% mine. I hear it all over the place now. 100%. It's me. That's mine, Mr. Tom. I'm happy for let you use it, of course. But that's mine. I don't think he's not taking the job seriously. He's allowed to be 23 and have sex. That's allowed. You know what I mean? I think he's taking the job very seriously. But, the jury's still out on this guy, man. Dark Soldiers in the house. Nick Rousseau. I said, Flight Right 49. Good evening to you, Flight Right. Welcome. It's nice to have you. I can't tell what jersey you're wearing. I'm going to say that's Altoon number 88. Maybe it's 90. Dennis Bird. That's what it is. Dennis Bird. I'm sticking with it. Flight Right. Bradigan's in the house. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Let's see. Hawk is here. Yeah, Dark Soldier really likes it because the next comment's this. Yeah, look at that. All right, you got him getting behind. TJ Decker, Twisted, Jeff Otis Brown. Let me get down in here. We said our hellos. Iowan's here. We got Chase Stevens in the house. Sully's here. Mr. Pickle Pants, where you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Hepburn's back. Congratulations on your second grandson, buddy. Just happened today, I think you said. So congrats, everybody. John Hepburn right here had his second. There it is. I didn't even read the comment. I just remembered it from the last one. So heartfelt congratulations. Lewis is here. Marshall's here. And on and on and on. So Mr. Terrible coming right in with the super chat. Thank you, sir. You didn't say anything. That's funny, right? Like he has all the comments. Comments galore. And opinionated ones. Mr. Terrible's another one. He can ruffle feathers all day. But he says his stuff. Like he's not somebody who wavers very often. He's at least from what I've seen, right? He's consistent. And I've gotten into tiffs with Mr. Terrible. I think Mr. Terrible, didn't I not ban's not the right word, but I put you in a timeout. Remember that? I had to put him in a timeout one time. I don't remember why. It was this big, But but that's the thing. Those guys that you argue with a lot of the time, they're consistent. Then you have the guys who come in and they're like, the Jets suck. Zach's this. Oh, and then the difference. Trolling. When guys are trolling, that sucks. I hate that shit. But Mr. Terrible, Jets Forever, they're not trolls. They come off like that sometimes. But thank you, Mr. Terrible. I sincerely appreciate it. Jets Forever, look. I'm scoring every play. See, that's the thing. He's nuts. Like, what's he talking about? He says wacky stuff. Sometimes you're like, all right. All right, buddy. Let's see, though. I know. See, this is the thing. Anthony Richardson's already talking. Mr. Terrible is already talking about Anthony Richardson. You got to think of a better tank. You can't do tank for Richardson. It's got to be like wreck it for Richardson, something like that. You gotta dig deeper, buddy. I can't allow this shit. Tank for Richardson. Okay. You know what I mean? Wreck it for Richardson. Rip it up for Richardson. Robert Saleh fired for Richardson. Something that, Can it for Anthony? For Annette? I don't know. I'm losing it. Salty Nuts Magoo. John Nolte checking in with the super chat. Thank you, John. Let's get another Jets fan member to the home opener. Step up. John Salty, let me tell you. You know who's next? Iowan Jets fan, by the way. I want to tell you this. He was the first guy. He created it, by the way, so I want to give him full credit. But he's the first guy that fund got to the Jets game. To the home opener. He's actually at the opener, but to a home Jets game. The next guy we got was from Albuquerque, and AbLab Studios pushed us over the top last on Thursday for that one. He donated $500 to the Jets Fund, the Wayward Jets Fan Fund. We're trying to get Jets fans to their first home Jets game, and you can donate. The link is in the description. It says, get a Jets fan to the game. Go fund me. So we got, his name is Jonathan from Albuquerque. Next on the list is Chris Bradigan. He's in here right now. Here he is. Look, I'll come back to your super chat. But look, Salty. Vino, that's Chris Bradigan. He's in Chicago, in the Chicago area. He's a diehard Jets fan. You know, Chris, I actually talked to your mother this week. Did you know that? I don't know if you knew that or not. Your mother's a very sweet lady and is really happy about even the idea that we'd help you get to a Jets game. So we're close. We're very close, I believe, to getting you there. So tie your boots, bud. All right. So Chris Bradigan is next, Salty. And then we got, I think there's a guy from Missouri. I could have it wrong. Maybe there's another guy in New York we might just give a ticket to because he doesn't need a ride or a fucking airfare or anything like that. So anyway, but Chris Bradigan's next. So if this is the guy we're helping right here. Whoops. This is the guy we're helping. So if you want to get Chris to his first ever Jets game, he's been a Jets fan his whole life, for, immersed in Chicago fans. Let's get him to the game, man. Let's get him with us so we can have a proper handshake. You know what I mean? And watch the Jets together. Thank you, John. Michael Elias checking in. Hey, GreenBean, what do you think we're going to do with our tight end room? We have CJ, Conklin, Ruckert as locks to make the 53. What do you do with Cager and Yeboah and Wesco? Don't forget Wesco. The Jets reports are they love him. I got to be real honest with you, Michael Elias. I don't know. Cager, number one. Guys, we can't get excited about Cager. Remember, Cager's problem is health. He's super crazy talented. His measurables are through the roof. And now his work ethic's through the roof. He just pulled the Kenny Yeboah deal and gained 30 pounds. Kenny Yeboah gained 35 to be a tight end. But Lawrence Cager just gained 20 or 30 pounds, I think it was. 25, 30 pounds to switch positions. Now, maybe that muscle mass helps him stay healthy. There's that. But you can't cut Yeboah or Wesco, one of those guys, for a Cager. He's never made it through a season in his entire football career. Never. So he's the kind of guy that you keep around. You keep him on your practice squad. You work him all year. And if he can stay healthy on the practice squad, then you know he's ready to be counted on. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I thought he looked great. Good for him. But I can't cut Yeboah for Cager. I can't do it. I don't think I can cut Wesco either. So I don't know. I think they're going to try to stash some of these guys. And I hope it works. If they really want them, I hope it works. Otis Smith was with Parcells. So Parcells, yeah. It's all smeared together. But you remember that, Jared? Otis Smith, he would have these games, man. He was so inconsistent. It was maddening. But he was clearly of NFL level talent. He made it through a couple coaching staffs. They just kept him around. I think it was 5 years with Otis Smith, something like that. You can correct me. I'm not going to look it up right now. But anyway, I'm the fan of consistency. Now, you need your home run hitters, but what you need to do is have guys that when they're not hitting home runs, they're not hurting the team. That's the problem. You got to raise that floor, man. Like I was saying last year with our record, our level of team play. I'm not one to expect to go from the toilet to the penthouse, right? What I want to see is among your peers. And last year it was the Lions, the Texans, the Jags, the Bears So you have to be the best of that tier first. You got to climb the ladder, in my opinion. This is healthy. You climb the ladder and then you solidify that layer and then you step up again. It's like building the foundation. You make sure the bottom layer is solid. Same thing goes with players. You want to raise the floor. You don't want to have guys on the team that are you don't have all that much talent. So this guy's crazy talented, but nobody else wants him because he's too inconsistent and he hurts the team. Quarterback throws interceptions, a guy that gets beat for touchdowns, whatever. And you don't want to do that because you don't want to be the team that has to hope that the guy that the bottom falls out on him. You want to raise the floor. And that's what we got to do. Guys like Ty Johnson 2 years ago, where we were, fine. Now, I don't think that it's fair to us to keep guys around that have shown you time and time again that they cannot be relied upon. Now, if he has a bad stretch 1 year, this is Ty Johnson's 3rd year with us. He was cut by the Lions when they sucked. And I have nothing against Ty Johnson. As a matter of fact, I happen to love him with the ball in his hands. But dude, how many times we got to watch a blitzing linebacker completely run over him or just disregard him entirely on the way to sack in the court? How many times we got to watch that? How many times we got to watch him drop the pass? How many times we got to watch a drive die because of him? Fumble, all sorts of stuff. So anyway, Marshall says, Perine stays, Johnson. Yeah, that's what I'm right. I'm with you, man. Let's see what else. Drillo the Jets fan. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, look, if Jets Forever really believes his... Wow. Oh, this is good. Thank you, Jay. This is fun, man. I love this, Drillo. Let me see what you say. Look, if Jets Forever really believes his takes and isn't just trying to get talked about, then cool. I'm a diehard Jets fan and welcome them all. Go Jets. I'm not trying to hate. Yeah, and I didn't take what you were saying as hate. I think a lot of people, when they first see Jets, they happen upon a stream and they see Jets Forever, and he looks trolly. He does. I have seen in my chats Jets Forever get called a troll no less than 20 times. Like 20 different streams, no less, at least. So I see it. Sometimes I'm like, man, what's this guy doing? But now maybe he's just a crazy, he's wearing clown makeup right now. And he's just like he doesn't know anything. Maybe, but he seems to know his stuff too. Like if you dig and ask him why, he knows stuff. He's doing this shit. 5150 Van Halen. There it is. Salty nuts. You know what I mean, Drillo? Yeah. And I'm glad you guys are all here. I play Peacemaker constantly. Every now and then I'll lose my composure and say some stuff, but I'm like the peacemaker. That's what I do. That's what I'm always doing. I'm always making peace. Trying to anyway, between factions of Jets fans and everything. I'm trying to stop the pain anywhere I can. I'm just trying to put my fingers in the dam so we can have another hour with dry land. That's all. Another hour. If we get the hour, anything can happen. Okay, one more. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, so, but thank you, Drillo. He says, Jared Velez says, excited to see Flacco bring those 98 Testaverde vibes this season. Dude, there really are a lot of similarities, right? Now, obviously, their careers aren't the same. Flacco actually has a Super Bowl MVP. Testaverde did not have that. Still doesn't have that, as a matter of fact. But, you look at it. Like just the way it's all going. Now, we didn't draft. Glenn Foley was not a big touted draft pick. He had a very, very storied college career, but he was never seen as like a true prospect. He was like kind of looked after, like, yeah, you bring him on the roster, you throw him around, see what he can do, but maybe he's got the magic, but more than likely, no. But Glenn Foley came in and he played very well for us. And remember when Bill Parcells inherited the team, Neil O'Donnell was our big ballyhooed $25 million quarterback. Not a year. Remember back then we gave him $25 million for 5 years and it was like the biggest contract ever. And I still thought they overpaid. I don't know why the hell we went for the guy who threw 2 picks in the Super Bowl to lose. Threw 2 picks to the same guy, and that's our guy. Why is that our guy? Because he's from Mountain Lakes, was he? Morris Plains? One of those. Something like that. Maybe just straight up Morristown. I think it was he's from over there. He's from in that area by Arthur's, I think it was. Remember Arthur's Steakhouse? Yeah, boy. If you haven't been to Arthur's, man, it's just a hidden gem in Jersey. Delmonico. That's what you got to get. And you know what you're eating. But like the similarities like that is that Glenn Foley was kind of a littler quarterback, even though Zach Wilson's 6'2" 3/4. He's looked at as like he's got like a cute little button thing. Glenn Foley was not as cute, but he was looked at as smaller. He was kind of the guy when Parcells of them. He was supposed to be the guy that year. He was the guy. Parcells got rid of Neil O'Donnell, got Testaverde to be the backup, and ran with Glenn Foley. Said, that's my guy. They loved him. He was gritty, the whole thing. And he played balls to the wall, man. He was so uber confident. Sad story, too, after that. He went to a deep depression for years. He had a real hard time after that. But so he gets hurt. His career flies away because who comes in? Vinny Testaverde. I'm telling you, I thought it was over. I'm like, I didn't like Vinny Testaverde. He threw too many damn pick sixes at the run. He wasn't just throwing picks. He knew how to find the exact wrong time to do it. You know what I mean? Like that, we had a knack for that. And we saw that a bunch for us, but nothing like he was prior. And when he came in, I was like, I cannot believe I'm watching Vinny frigging Testaverde. I can't believe it. And look, there was one point he had 27 touchdowns and 3 picks or something like that. I think going into the Midnight Miracle, he had 27 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Like for us, that's elite. So now you got the Flacco thing. They're the 2 big, tall paisans with the strong arms. Kind of, had a rough road before getting in here a little bit. We had the quarterback that's entrenched in front of him. There's an injury, and they both come in and for the Jets. So it's like there's a connection there. So I don't know, man. I really don't. I'm hoping, obviously. My hope, guys, is that Zach Wilson's okay. He gets 2 weeks of practice, and he starts week 1. That's what I want. I want everything we've been building to make it to week 1. That's what I want. It never happens for us. We never get to make it with week 2 to week 1 with the team. Look, we already lost Becton for the year. So it's already not happening. But can we please have the rest? Please? Can we have CJ Mosley and Carl Lawson and LaMarcus Joyner and, Vinny Curry, whoever, the other guy? Can we have these guys? Can we please have AVT, George Fant, Laken Tomlinson? Can we have them? Zach Wilson, Michael Carter, Elijah Moore, Denzel Mims. Can we have the guys? Please, please. That's all I want. So, but if Zach can't make it, if he's not okay, at least a week before the game, then I go with Flacco without reservation. You know what I mean? I go with him without reservation, man. Say, Zach, no matter when you're ready now, you're the starter. But Flacco's in. We got to give him 100% of the reps. We got to give him as much time with the guys as possible. And we got a game plan. And let him go. It just so happens to be his former team. I believe it's his first game against them again. I might be wrong in Denver, right? Or that he's actually playing. So, dude, it might be lightning in a bottle, and we might get lucky with that one. I don't know. It's not what I wanted, but we might have the exact circumstance where we catch lightning in a bottle, and wouldn't that be fun? BG the Kid checking in. He says, Green, what the fuck is up with our defense, man? It seems like you, along with my favorite national NFL guy, Michael Lombardi, have been skeptical of the cover 3 Seattle-style scheme. Hey, man, I'm not skeptical of the Seattle 3 style. We're, look, what Salah's been playing here is a variation of what he did in San Francisco. Now, if he doesn't have the players to play it, here's my number one take, and it applies to 99% of every single game of football for the Jets. Okay? This is it. I am a firm believer that if you don't have the guys to play your defense and you're really trying to win games, then you, as a coach at the NFL level, should be able to adjust that scheme to highlight the strengths of the guys you do have. I'm always going to say it. Last year, what we saw was Salah get criticized over and over again about the cushion. Has so much space. We couldn't stop a screen for 17 straight weeks. We couldn't stop it. We had no answer for an NFL standard screen pass. We had no answer for it. Now, if you don't have the players to make that defense accommodate that play and account for it, then you need to alter that. Now, what we saw on Monday night, the reason everybody's feathers are all ruffled is because it looked like the exact same defense. Okay, single high. You got sometimes, the 5 DBs. You had the 5 DBs out there. Sometimes I think we even saw a 6th, right, with an extra out there. The 4-man rush, like it's all the same. Everything's there. It looked like last year, and the problem with that is that last year Saleh said numerous times, it's not the scheme. It's not the scheme. It's not the scheme. So what is he saying? If you read between the lines, what he's saying in a respectful way is, I don't have the horses to run that. So that's not an answer for me. Okay, I hear you. Get it. Don't even disagree. So why haven't you figured out how to make the scheme fit your players? I don't love coaches that have to have specific players in order to be a success. I like, with all due respect to my hatred for this guy, but Bill Belichick, he could look at these guys. You could say, here's your guys. You never coached them before. He'd go, okay, let me see you run. He'd do a few things. He would know exactly what their strengths are, and he would create the defense that accentuates that so you can hide their weaknesses. That's my belief, man. Now, if Saleh wasn't trying to do that last year, because we're just getting guys playing time, this is a throwaway year in many senses other than development, fine. But I think that the reason everybody's so aggravated or spooked, really, BG, is that it looked exactly the same. And that's scary. It's scary. We have to be able to stop some stuff, man. Now, like I said, I don't know if I really think this, but I'm making myself think it, is that I think that the Jets are just running out what they ran out with last year. They're getting their guys playing time. They're getting the defense time on the field together. And they're just slowly working up to the actual defense. They don't worry about it. So what? We don't stop at screen in preseason. No big deal. So what? We can't cover the tight end. We have that. Don't worry about it. And they're just getting guys the playing time. And then when week 1 comes, it's we can actually do this. Because let me tell you something. Baltimore, they're bringing their running backs. They got an exceptional screen game. They have an exceptional running game. And they got tight ends for days. And that happens to be our weaknesses. So, I'll tell you what, Saleh, it might not be the scheme, but you got 5 first-round picks in the 2 years, your first 2 years as a head coach. In addition to that, your second-round picks were Elijah Moore and Breece Hall. You know what I'm saying? Not every coach has the luxury of getting 5 first-round picks, 3 of them top 10. 3 top 10 picks and 2 additional first-round picks in your first 2 years of coaching. You had better compete, my friend. And a whole mess of free agent dollars thrown at his types of guys. DJ Reed, Jordan Whitehead. Darius, what the hell is his name? I forget. But, Solomon Thomas. They're all here. We got your guys. We got your picks. Jermaine Johnson. Oh, this is a perfect defense for you, man. Let's see. All right. And again, I'm not anti, bro. I'm really not. I'm just saying, I'm trying to explain where the criticism comes from and where the fear comes from, quite frankly. We've only seen 1 year of this coach. I'm a big believer in giving guys 4 or 5 years. The Jets, we turn it over way too fast. Now, Adam Gase needed to go. And then maybe not, because the Jets, the last 2 coaches, Bowles got 4. So that's enough. If and Rex got 6. And Rex's last 4 were kind of garbage. Even though the third one was 8-8, he completely lost the team. He destroyed the team. You brought in, I don't know, Derek Mason, Plaxico Burress. You let Brad Smith, Leon Washington, Sean Ellis, Braylon Edwards, Jericho Cotchery, like all of our leadership gone, vacuum. And you brought in criminals and punks. And there was a fucking a pushing match in our huddle on the field in Miami. with a guy with a C on his chest starting it. So I'm just saying, you know, like it's time to give a real GM and coach that are in sync 4 or 5 years. So if Salah sucks this year, I'm going to feel just like everybody else, but I'm not going to be calling for his head yet. Now it's going to be close. See, Dark Soldier, what's up, buddy? Thank you. For Chris going to the home opener and you being a stay-at-home father. There you go. Thank you. Roy, I respect you. There you go. Chris. That's for Chris. So I'll give you the $3 or $3.50, I think it is, of that, Chris. Thank you, Soldier. This will go to the fund, but I'm just going to tell you guys, if you really want to donate to the fund, so 100% of whatever you want to donate actually makes it there, go to the GoFundMe. That's how it's not, maybe not 100%, but it's certainly not 30% that YouTube takes. I'll get it there, buddy, but thank you. And the sentiment is absolutely appreciated, and the donation is appreciated. So Perine is not as good, is less than Bam Knight because 50-yard kick return and potential kick returner too. Okay, you don't want to see more than one against fourth stringers at the end of a game? That's it? Okay. I don't know, Kevin. I loved it too. Don't get me wrong. And I like Bam Knight. I want to keep him too. But the idea that he leapfrogged Perine already, especially on a night where Perine had 51 yards on 10 carries, man. And they were earned yards. You know what I mean? They were earned. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy to me. I know. And he's an undrafted free agent. I mean, it's nuts to me, quite frankly. I don't understand it. I mean, it doesn't compute. And I'm not even saying Bam isn't better than him. I don't know. I watched Bam's college tape too. I like him. I do. But at the NFL level, he's an undrafted free agent for a reason, right? Why wasn't he a 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th round pick? There's reasons for that. Doesn't mean they're right. Undrafted free agents make it all the time, right? But come on, dude. Perine has performed. When he's put on the field, he has performed. The number one knock on Perine is that he hasn't been played. Like, so they say last year because they wanted Austin Walter to play over him, that means Perine sucks. Then the Jets turn around and cut Austin Walter and keep Perine. So what do you think? Do you think we might be missing a piece of information? Maybe we don't have all the facts, because that's fucking weird. If they liked Austin Walter more than Perine, which what it looks like, why did they cut Austin Walter and keep LaMichael Perine? Maybe Perine didn't have the full playbook yet. Who knows? Maybe he had a toe that wouldn't heal. I don't know. You know what I mean? So, and like, look, I want to make sure I'm clear. I'm not pounding the table for Perine to be our running back, number one running, but I am pounding the table for our running back 3 to be a guy with exactly what Perine's skill set is. He has soft hands, very, very, reliable hands. He's a above average pass protector, and he is a consistent running back. You look at his college averages and all his college tape. I watched more tape on Perine. Why? I don't remember why I dug into him. There was like 5 or 6 running backs I just ended up digging into more. And then the Jets happened to draft him. I was like, oh, good. I like this guy. Now, I thought it was a round early, like I've said to you guys many times. I was looking at him as a 5th. Let's see here. What do we got? You know what I mean, Kevin? So I don't know. And then you can have whatever thoughts you want, of course. But I don't know where the conclusions come from. Like, Perine gets an abnormal amount of like ire, like get him off the team. Like, everybody's like, he's an afterthought for zero reason. In his rookie year, if you want to see, now I'm not saying he was great, but he had a good rookie year on a piss poor team. Not everybody goes right to the box score. That's the answers I get all the time. I'm like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do it, because I'm not talking about anybody. When you look at a box score, that's not the story. That's just numbers. Now, of course, they're important, but there's a story, there's a reason why those numbers were that way. And I broke it all down in a video right on this very channel. Guys, nobody fucking watched it. And nobody cares. They just want to dislike him. That's fine. My hope is that he shows everybody. He had a good game one. Good game one. You know what I mean, jelly beans? Let's see. Knobcraft, what are you saying? What's up, Knobcraft? I think now what they have with Perine and they're auditioning people against him. That's what, okay. That could be possible. Why'd they cut Austin Walter before him? That's what makes me, that's, Yeah, Jet Sonic. It's I don't know. I don't understand Jet Sonic. I don't understand that statement. I know he had a decent preseason game. Lawrence Cager, if you look over his entire college career and his first year with the Jets, he was on the Jets before. Remember? He was a wide receiver. Everybody got hurt. Perriman, everybody was hurt except for Robbie. Even Crowder, I think, might have been hurt. They put him in. He looked good. He had his shot. He had 2 games and he was hurt again. It's what happens to the poor kid. I hate it. You look at his college stats, they're so weird. And I'm going to use hypothetical numbers, but it's something like this. He has in his whole college career, he has 19 receptions and 16 of them are touchdowns. It's like the weirdest thing. And nobody ever complained about anything he brought to the table other than his health. He hasn't been able to do it. So you can't count on that. Now, his talent, maybe. But again, we haven't seen enough, man. Yeah, and Kevin, to be honest with you, I don't recall Bam's pass protection facts. I'm thinking. I can't remember if he was good or bad. But Joe Grana, I think Coleman gets cut in youth movement. Look, as much as I get it, right? They like Coleman. This is the 3rd team that they the LaFleurs of the world have coached Tevin Coleman. They trust him. They like him. He's very talented. He's a good leader. So there's so many traits. He's actually a good pass protector. And he's talented. He's good. He can catch the ball. He can run. His thing is health, and he's obviously slower and older in the whole thing. But to lose an up-and-coming guy like a Bam Knight for Tevin Coleman, I mean, this has to be maybe his last year. He might have one more in him, right? Something like that. How much longer is he going to last? So I agree with this. I mean, and I'm not saying I don't dislike Coleman as a player or anything. I'm just like, man, I hate losing young players with upside for older guys at the end. Unless you really don't believe in the player, and you could be right, you could be wrong, right? But if that's their prerogative, that's their decision. I'm looking at this young guy. I think he's capped out. I think we've maxed. This is it. This is his ceiling. Slago's got it. Coaching, folks. It's all about coaching. It's really the truth. It's really the truth. That's it. That's what it's about. 100%. Now, Ulbricht, remember, let's call it, let's call a spade. Like the first 4 games of the season last year, Ulbricht was the hero. He was. Our offense couldn't get out of its own way until the Titans game. We couldn't get out of our own way. We looked atrocious. The offensive line was abysmal. And we want to cut everybody. It's like they're learning the system, but they couldn't figure out the calls. They couldn't figure out the stunts. 3 guys would go to block, 2 or 3 offensive linemen on 1 guy. And then there's 2 guys running. How does that happen? Because the defensive scheme is tricking them and spinning their heads around. So, but at that time, the defense was keeping us in games. And everybody was talking about Ulbricht as the hero. And then it flipped. Once you moved LaFleur upstairs, the offense started to be able to do a little bit more. And Ulbricht was either figured out or it just decided not to adjust or whatever. But then it got ugly for us. But who knows, man? Ulbricht has Saleh. Saleh is known as a very, very strong defensive coach. So they have to be able to put things together, and Salah has to be able to hold his guys' feet to the fire. You got to hold them accountable. I know you guys are buddies and all that, and you trust them. But if the ship's going down, like, look, if I'm there, I'm there. I got my brother on the ship. Trust him with my life. We're sitting on a raft. There's water coming in, and we're scooping out, and I'm trusting him to do that side. But for some reason, all my water's gone, and there's still water coming in, and we're tilting his way. I'm going to turn around and say, "What are you doing? I thought we were brothers. You don't trust me? Yeah, of course I trust you. What are you doing? What's going on? You need help? What is it? I'm right here. Like, we're sinking, and it's not my side." So does ego step in those instances? Oh, I got it. Okay. Does that, or does common sense and teamwork step in? I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is the thing, Jared. And there's the last thing on Perine. He did have a productive rookie season when he actually got it. He did. And the thing is that there was a stat out there that year. I wish I saved it so I know where I could reference it, but I don't remember. I believe the number was 85%. And I don't know if it was 87, it was 91, if it was 84. So let's just say 85. 85% of the time when Perine was on the field, which was sparing, remember Frank Gore got all the touches. And it was Frank Gore and Le'Veon Bell at that point before him. Before that, I mean. So it was Le'Veon Bell and Frank Gore getting all the touches. And then 85% of the time when they brought the rookie on, he got the ball. So defenses knew that. If Perine's on the ball, on the field, he's getting the ball. A couple of times he didn't. Most 85% of the time, I think he had 30 carries or something like that. So what's 85% of 30? And I don't know. Somebody can look and tell me how many carries he had. But the defense just makes a calculated decision. He's getting the ball. And he's running up the A gap, no less. That's all. That's what Gase did. Joe Grana, Ulbricht and lack of game-ready starts, as well as lack of halftime adjustments, concerned me. It concerns me too. And like the comment said before, it's not that I don't have faith. We have seen this defense work, but it has to be called correctly. Like the defense, if you just leave the scheme out there, the offense goes, oh my God, they're just leaving the scheme out there. They're just leaving. They make a couple subs for rotation, for keeping guys, keeping their health and keeping their energy up and all that. But you have to be able to adjust your scheme. The scheme, you guys know this, and we're not talking about anything crazy. But to just say every week it's not the scheme, it's not the scheme, when we're getting blown out and we can't even stop screen passes, getting killed by the, football 101 type of stuff, then they have to, if you're saying it's not the scheme, then the answer is it's the players. That's the other conclusion. And if it's not the scheme or the players, there's only one more option, and that's it's you. It's you. That's it. Those are the who is it? Us? Is it me? GreenBean would shut up. Let us think. If that's what's going on. I don't know. You know what I mean? What do you mean recency bias, Curly Norman? Did I get to that comment? I didn't even know if I said. If I didn't read your comment, I'm sorry. I get crazy sometimes. What does that mean, Curly? If you could put the comment, it's recency bias. Recency bias. I thought you meant recency bias. I thought you meant recency bias. But what do you mean by that? Whatever it is. Yeah, right. There's that. Isn't that a fun stat? 31 catches, 20 are for first downs. Hey, Jets forever. How many drops does Denzel Mims have in his career? Tell me that. I don't know what we're going to do with the fullbacks and tight ends, though. I got to admit, I'm like flummoxed. I really don't know what their solution is. Like, my solution is I'm not carrying Nick Bawden. I'm keeping the extra tight end. That's what I'm doing. And I'm happy to have 4 tight ends on the game day roster. I'm happy. I'll use 4 tight ends all day. Maybe not at once, but why not? Put 4 tight ends out there and a wideout. Go ahead. Put 4 tight ends and a running back. Put Brees Hall, Ruckert, Conklin, Uzoma, and Yeboah out there. Dude, what are they going to do? If your quarterback can throw, they're going to win. I mean, they're going to be able to just throw it to their high side, make it contested catch. They're going to win it. And we would just march down the field. And then when they start freaking out and trying to bring in all their big guys, you sick Brees Hall on them, let them juke their friggin' fat butts all over the place. That's what you do. See? Why aren't I a head coach, right? You guys see it. Tigo's in the house. What's up, Tigo? He says, does Yeboah survive a cut attempted practice squad signing? I really don't want to lose him, but I know we don't carry him on the 53. Well, like I said, I think it's possible they do. I really don't know, Tigo. Now, would he make cuts? The final cut he might make. If you start cutting him now, I think there's too much time. Like if you make him an early cut, like the next cut after the second preseason game, I think you'd have a problem trying to. Well, you don't have to, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Trying to like hope he waits. I think he's going to get plucked. And he should. And his agent's going to be out there trying to get him a job. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I really like Kenny Yeboah. And Owen is talking about this too with Tigo. Like I like Kenny Yeboah. And I like how he developed last year. He looked good. He had a great preseason. No, really, no, just the final game. He had a great preseason game. Let me rephrase that. And he was on the practice squad for most of the time. He got bumped up on the roster because of injury to tight ends, he played special teams primarily. And whenever he did come in, he'd come in and block, but then he was gone. You know what I mean? So then at the end of the year, last few games, they put him in and he was able to get involved in the passing game and he made good there. Like up, up, keep doing it. We know he's got the talent. We know he's got the work ethic. We know it. Yeah, Owen says Wesco can go. We didn't cut Bam, Tampa Pete, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, here's the real question. Do we keep 4 running backs and 4 tight ends? What do you do there and keep, 5 wide receivers? Does that even work? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many well, you're keeping 9 offensive linemen, maybe, right? That's when a swing tackle comes in. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I get lost in the numbers. I need to look at them or I can't do it. But I don't know, man. The thing is, you got Berrios, you got Mims. Now, what's that rumor I saw? I didn't look into it. I just saw it. It could be clickbait, whatever. But that the Jets are getting offers for Mims trades. Is that real? I don't know. You guys think of that? And they're saying no. What I saw was Jets are receiving offers for a trade, and the Jets are the stumbling block. It's the Jets don't want to trade them. I don't know if that's real or not, but we'll see. All right, let's take a look here. We're going to take a look at we're going to share the screen. We're going to look at Baldy's breakdown and look at some Michael Clemons. What do you think about that? Let me look at your comment. Mike Sanders says, Hall, Carter, Perine, Mike Saunders. I'm happy with that. But then again, I don't want to lose Bam Knight either. But don't forget, nobody drafted him. They didn't feel the urgency to draft him then. So there might not be the urgency to sign him off your practice squad now. So maybe you can keep him there. And if somebody gets hurt, you bump him up. But I can't imagine that they're going to count on him this year. Yeah. So I don't know. Let me see here. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. Oh, wait. Slago says Jets front office. Jets offseason moves will tell you we keep 4 running backs and 5 tight ends. Yeah. It does. It looks like that. Yeah, Chrono Kenny checking in late. Did you miss the whole conversation, Chrono Kenny? Perine shouldn't make it. Nobody gives me a reason. People, nobody. Chrono, I love talking to you. I love your comments, but tell me why. No, if you have a valid reason, I'll listen. I haven't heard other than he sucks. Okay. They'll go to the rookie box score and they'll go, dude, he had this 3.1 yard average. Okay. There it is. Nobody's watched him. Nobody remembers even last preseason, he was fighting to be the starting running back. People forget that too. Everybody forgets. Everybody forget. He was tripping over his own feet all game. Please rewatch it. I know the exact play you're talking about. He wasn't tripping all over his own feet. And he was making a cut. He cut back because the hole wasn't there and he gained 12 yards. So I think it was 12. I might have that part wrong. Let's take a look at Baldy's breakdown. I'm fucking done talking Perine, man. Come on, everybody. But again, like even it's like it's just nobody says anything. Okay, I'll listen. Here we go. Let's see what this is. Now, I have not watched this yet. Can you guys see this? Tell me if you can hear it. I don't think. Let me make sure this is off real quick. Let me make sure you guys can hear it. So Chrono Kenny, that's absolutely not the case. He's an above average pass protector. So, all right, enough. I don't want to, we're good. And you can have your opinions. You know that. But again, especially after the game the other night, he has 51 yards on 10 carries. That's probably the best Jets running back performance in years. That's how bad it is here. He should be more than qualifies to be the third back. All right, so let's take a look here. I haven't watched this yet. Let's see what it is. Let me make sure you guys can hear it. Whoops. What happened?
The second, 4th round pick of the New York Jets.
All right. Can you guys hear it? Tell me if you can hear it. I'm going to look at Tigo. I saw that, Twisted. You got to give me a second there, buddy boy. Can you guys hear it? Right. So watch when I show. I'm going to hit play right now.
That's his number 2 of Texas A&M, Michael Clemons. This is a guy who's got raw power.
Raw power. Can you guys hear it? Volume was good. Yes. There it is. See, everybody, they're reacting too quick. Wait till I ask. I love you guys. Depth perception. There it is. All I care about, man, get the damn team on there that's consistent and can play well. Right, guys? All right, let's see what Baldy's got to say about this fella.
You can see it against LSU right here when he takes the left tackle and just runs him over.
This can't be it. Hold on a second. That cannot be it, guys. Hold on. I'll get us there. Baldy's bridge. Didn't he just have one today? Let me see. I'm not playing these commercials. Hold on. Put it up in a second. Let me see what's going on here. Tom Brady. I'm sick of him. All right. Yeah, it's the same one. Okay, I guess we'll just play this one. Let's see. Somebody's got a link.
This is a guy who's got raw power. You can see it against LSU right here when he takes the left tackle and just runs him over. He gets to the quarterback, forces an errant pass. But if the power shows up all the time, here he is over the left tackle right here. He's got heavy hands. He's got a powerful punch. All right, you can see it when he strikes people. All right, and he comes off right here. You can see him. He's just going to back that tackle up and get to the quarterback. All right, saved his best game for his final game of his college career, which started at Cisco community college. He's out of Saxe High School in Garland, Texas, place I know pretty good. But here he is over the left tackle right here. He can also bend. For a guy that's over 6'5", over 260 pounds, watch him right there.
Look at that.
That's it. How he can turn that corner.
Yep.
Those ankles bend. That's a good position to get to. He forces the quarterback out of the pocket, forces an air throw. He led the Aggies with 46 quarterback pressures. Now, you see, like, what kind of moves does he have? Does he have a change of pace move? If the tackle oversets him, like he does right here, spin inside. It's not the best spin, but he gets to the quarterback. And then finally, look, if you were to put a tight end in front of him, he's going to abuse him. You can't do it. He shows it on this play right here. Like that tight end is on. You can just see it's just going to muscle him.
Yep.
Right to the quarterback. All right.
That's fantastic.
Pass rush ability.
So that you see that, like he just said right there. So you put a tight end on him. He knows right there. I am significantly stronger than this guy. He's not, I have it. Like, there's no way. And he's going to use it. You know? So, let's see. You still want to talk about Perine, huh? So, yeah, I'm telling you that that Michael Carter and Breece Hall are better than Michael Perine. What I'm telling you is Michael Perine is an excellent option for your third back. You can't have three, top flight running backs. I mean, that's very unlikely. It's just not real. You know what I mean? If it happens, great. You want a guy as your third back. You want an option that's consistent and has all the well-rounded game. That's what Perine is. He's like a consistent running back. That's what it is. Let's talk about Michael Clemons, everybody. Clemons in first rotation, Jets Forever said. Now, if he continues to play this whole preseason like that, like he did in the other game. Now, it wasn't perfect, right? We don't want to make it out like, oh my God. But dude, he was there consistently. He was pressuring the quarterback. He got the sack. I think he had 2 tackles for a loss as well. I think he had 6 tackles, something like that. I just forget. But let's say 6 tackles, a sack, and 2 tackles for a loss in 30 snaps. Like having that guy in the rotation, if the other guy's getting anywhere, like we're talking, man. Those are stats. And that's not even talking about Tangiel Smart. Tangiel Smart's going to have to show me more before I start singing his praises, but he had a great game too. Did you guys know, if you watch the if you watch the replay of the game, okay, if you watch the replay of the game, one thing that a lot of people aren't talking about stood right out to me, that the Michael Clemons sack and one of Tangiel Smart's sacks, it was Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff caused them. Bryce Huff caused the sack. In the one of Tangiel Smart's sacks, Bryce Huff damn near made the sack. He got out of his grasp, but he forced him up into the pocket. He broke the pocket, forced him up into it. Tangiel Smart cleaned it up perfectly, and everybody's great. Good job by Tangiel Smart. I'm not saying to take it away. But one thing we can't forget: people are going, "Oh, we might cut Bryce Huff." I'm like, oh, that's not what I saw. It's not what I saw, baby. Michael Steinberg. Yeah, we have a lot of depth at defensive end. And that's an interesting turn for us. That has not been our forte. And the thing is, the sad part about it is that, like, for years, and you guys have known me now for about 3 years, I've been out here, a little bit longer. The first year and a half were Jetnation, maybe a little bit longer than a year and a half. I was on Jetnation exclusively. But I have had this channel for a year and a half. So in total, 3 years, I've been hanging out with you guys. I have been calling for, and it goes 10 years, 15 years further. I'm not kidding. I have been calling for defensive ends and tight ends the whole time. The whole time. This is the first year. And this is why I'm excited. Like, I don't know what Zach is. I don't know what Saleh is. I don't know what Ulbrich is. One thing I can tell you is my man, Joe Douglas, who is not perfect to me, makes lots of moves. I go, come on. But what he's done is he has completely revamped the tight end room and completely rebuilt the defensive ends. And we're a 4-3 now, so it's it's a totally different guy. I love 4-3. I love it. I love being able to generate a significant pass rush with 4 guys. We don't have to send blitzes and get creative. And sometimes we're sending 6 guys and it leaves. I don't want to do that. I don't want to rely on that, I should say. I love to do it, but I don't want to rely on that for pressure. I want my 4 guys to be able to get there. When you look at our defensive line depth, Michael Clemons, dude, he's a 4th round pick. And the interesting thing about him is that he's already 25. So he, different mindset. He knows this is, he had more like a more adult approach. He knows his career is going to be shorter as he doesn't have the time to kind of take 2-3 years to figure it out. And he's all ball. That guy the reason that he made it to the 4th round, I mean, he has gaps in his game too, don't get me wrong, but one of the biggest reasons is because he's 25 already. People will take 4th, 5th, 6th, okay, I'll grab him. But we just might have gotten one of those guys that you see it all the time, like the Ravens, the Steelers. They grab a guy in the 4th and 5th round and he's dominant right out of the gate. Why? Them, not us. This is the first time I'm seeing that. And at the same time, we used the 1st round pick on the position. We grabbed Jacob Martin in the offseason, who's much better than most Jets fans realize. He's not a premier edge rusher, but he's much better than you think. And then you got JFM moving from defensive end to the inside. Rumor is he's going to be outside sometimes on running downs. Fine. But Jermaine Johnson is good in the run game. So when you got guys like Jermaine Johnson, Carl Lawson, Vinny Curry, who may or may not make it, but let's just say him, Michael Clemons, Jacob Martin, all in that rotation, man. These guys can legitimately keep the heat on. And then the offensive line, while the defensive line is rotating and keeping them fresh, the offensive line can't keep up. That's the hope. But what do we got to do to make that possible? We can't give them relief valves all over the place. Oh, I'll just dump it off to the tight end. He's sitting right there. He's got an 8-yard gain. Boom. Just like that. Nobody's been on him. He's got 10 yards of space. Or just the running back just kind of, he stays in to block a little bit, peels out. He's right there waiting. As the check down, he goes, boom. Running back. What does a running back do in the open field? Gets yards. So he gets 7 yards. So we have to be able to close up those spaces so this defensive line can actually do what they're supposed to do. I think Joe Douglas finally nailed it, man. Now, health. But even guys like, look, Michael Steinberg, I'm a big Zuniga fan as well. Glad to see you did well. I'm glad too, dude. I have had my person assaulted online because of my defense of Jabari Zuniga. But that guy, he needs to prove he can stay healthy because he has not been able to. This is his 3rd year. He hasn't been able to do it. And yet, and now there's real competition. The last couple of years, then don't forget about Bryce Huff, right? I was just talking about him. I forgot about him. So we have some real heat potential. And it's going to be fun to see. I think Michael Clemons is an amazing he has amazing potential to be that guy that when we're kind of in that battle with the offensive line all day, they're having trouble getting, keeping the quarterback safe all day. And then you put Michael Clemons in for 30 snaps a game, just keeps coming in. He just fucking batters that offensive lineman, the tight end. He's making them pay. Then when Carl Lawson comes back in, he's making them pay. Dude, that stuff starts to pay dividends. Kevin Delaney, what's up, Kevin? He says, who has the higher upside, JJ or Clay? I think Jermaine Johnson has significantly higher upside. But then again, I mean, look, There was when I was looking up Michael Clemons, the truth is I knew about him. I looked a little bit, but I didn't do all that much work on Michael Clemons. It's hard. What we do. It's hard to do. This isn't my job, right? So it's hard to do all that. I knew who Michael Clemons was, but he wasn't really a guy that I dug into. So when we drafted him, I went back and looked at everything, all the draft reports, all the scouting reports, all the as much game film as I can catch. And there was one, I forget which organization did it, but they said he's a one-trick pony. He's got one real move, but the move is so good that most people seem to have difficulty stopping it, even when they know it's coming. If that's it, if he's just a guy that somehow knows how to translate his strength and convert it into true power better than the guy in front of him, and his leverage, he's able to get his leverage in a better position than the guy in front of him, that one trick can be all he needs. The guy said he doesn't have much of a repertoire, but he's big, long, and fast, and those traits get drafted. And those traits make it in the NFL. He's got all of it. Now, that said, Jermaine Johnson has a significantly wider scope available to him. Now, we don't know. Maybe we can put that all into Michael Carter. Maybe our staff. I'm trying to remember our defensive line coach's name. It's right here. You see it? What does it say? Say it and tip my tongue. I never liked that statement. But, so it's like maybe Michael Clemons does have more upside. But I think where they are right now, prospect-wise, Jermaine Johnson does. That's why he was a first-round pick, and that's why Michael Clemons made it to the fourth. But I'd like to see where the Jets really had him rated, Michael Clemons. Like, did they have him in the third? And they were thinking maybe we'd like to see a linebacker in the fourth, but we couldn't pass. We had a mid third on him, and he's sitting there in the fourth. Maybe that. This is a good question. Do you see Louis Bethencourt? He says, do you see Ashton Davis making the team? I think he does, because we are not bolstered at the position. Like, we're counting right now. If you look at it, we have Whitehead, right? But we're counting on these guys to be ahead of Ashton Davis and to play. LaMarcus Joyner, who is a good player, but he's getting older, and he was injured all last season. We watched him for a quarter, if even that. He's out all year. So we're hoping that he has a full comeback. Then we got guys like Jason Pinnock, who's going into his second year. He's switching positions. Now, he played a little bit at it last year. He had decent return. The Jets seem to love him. I asked Connor Hughes if it was real. He said it's real. They love him. Remember that? So who's the other guy? A Wild Goose had himself a really good game the other day. But this is what we're talking about. Wild Goose, LaMarcus Joyner, Jason Pinnock. So let's say it's LaMarcus Joyner and Jason Pinnock. Who's your other strong safety? You can play Ashton Davis up on the line. You can play him up there. He hits hard as hell. Matter of fact, it might even be better for him with his friggin' poor angles and everything. Put him in the box. When Whitehead's not out there, replace him with Ashton Davis and put him in the box. Maybe that's so that's what I'm saying. So I don't see the guy that's pushing him off the team. That's a Will Parks. You know what I mean, Lewis? So I'm not the biggest Ashton Davis fan. And if I'm being really honest, I hated that pick, especially coming off an offensive tackle, a big-bodied wide receiver. I was in bliss. Finally, we have a damn general manager who knows at least what positions have upper tier, upper half of the draft value. I couldn't believe it. I was elated. And then we followed that with a safety. I couldn't believe it. And a safety with, an upside, an athletic upside thing. I'm like, oh, here we go. I just love football guys, man. I don't really love, the guys that you're basing everything on their athleticism. I mean, that's fine. I want them to be athletic, of course, but I would much rather have a little bit less athletic football like a maniac monster guy than a track star who can catch the football. Like, that's just me. And probably because friggin' Johnny Lamb Jones and Stephen Hill and all these guys that we've tried. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. And let's see how it shakes out in preseason. Preseason, like was said before, preseason doesn't really mean anything, really, as far as the wins and losses of the game. That doesn't mean shit. What did I say before? If you guys were with me on the stream for the game, I said, the thing I hate most is when our first team offense and defense come out and look atrocious. And then our thirds and fourths figure out a way to win the game, and it's somehow a huge positive because we won. I don't like that. Now, I want the thirds and fourths to win. I'm happy about that because I'm watching and I'm trying to get an understanding of which players I like, right? Like, I enjoy that stuff. I really do. I love it. I could watch it for days. But I don't like that. Like, yeah, it was a good victory, and we came back. And like, dude, half of these guys aren't going to be on the team. What are we talking about? Your first team offense couldn't do anything, and we threw a pick. And your first team defense had holes, the Swiss cheese, the 2 touchdowns and 2 drives. So I don't want to hear it. Now, again, it's not the end of the world on one end. It's not you're not the rule of the world on the other. But it's like, I hate seeing that stuff. I don't like the spin. I don't like the twist. Just want to see guys come out and play football. And I want our team to get better and better and better. But like, the reason that I like watching this stuff so much is because of the questions like that last question from Lewis. Is Ashton Davis going to make it? Well, yeah, unless there's somebody that shows up in these preseason games and in the rest of camp and says, I'm the guy. You can't possibly get rid of me. I'm much better than that guy. And you know it. And when you know it in your heart, you got to bounce them. It's a great question. Dennis Montalvo, he says, what's up, Dennis? He goes, weak linebacker play will nullify good edge rush. I know the starters didn't play, but like I said last year, the linebacker depth is critical, or we will get frustrated with the 7-10-yard passes. It's the truth. I'm a big linebacker guy. I wanted a linebacker all offseason. I did. I couldn't believe that we left the draft without one. And while I am happy with and prefer really the Breece Hall pick than Nakobe Dean, I couldn't believe that we didn't take him there. I was like, wow. Like, Nakobe Dean made it all the way to your 38th pick. I mean, when we traded, right? 36. So I couldn't believe it that we did that. Now, again, I wasn't unhappy. I can show you the clip. If you want to see the clip, you let me know. I'll show you the clip. Now, Ryan and Boy Green, they were like, no. I was not like that. Now, I was surprised as anything. What? But I was happy with it. But that said, in the third round, as much as I love Ruckert, love him, I think he's going to be a great player. I couldn't believe that we took another tight end. As much as I love tight ends, I couldn't believe that we took another tight end over some of the linebackers that were on the board. And they're escaping me. I don't remember exactly who was still there at that point. But there was like 2 or 3 that I was like, dude, they're still there. Like, wow. And then the 4th round, I love the Max Mitchell pick. Think that's fantastic. 4th round tackle. Great. I want to see more of that. Every year I want to see a 4th round tackle. 4th round offensive lineman, I should say. And then the last pick, I was like, it's 100% going to be a linebacker. And it was Michael Clemons. So I'm with you. That said, if they plan on having 6 DBs out there, whether it's cornerbacks or say, like, let's say they have, you got Sauce, you got DJ Reed, you got Michael Carter II. Then you got safeties, Jordan Whitehead and LaMarcus Joyner. Then you throw in Bryce Hall as the sixth. He's in there. And then you got the two line. No, then you right. You got two linebackers, CJ Mosley, Quincy Williams, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. I might have somewhere along the line, but it's 11 guys. 5 cornerbacks, silly ass. No, 6. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Or maybe it is 5. Sorry, forget it. But my point is you're overloaded on defensive backs instead of having the linebackers out there. So you're counting on the defensive back to cover those routes. That's my whole point. Math is where I fall apart, Dennis. I do. Sad. It's a sad turn of events when I get counting. But let's say you do that. Because we're getting killed in the passing game. The only problem with that is what, Dennis? The running game. Oh, so I skipped that question. I put it up there, but I never talked about it. Is Klecko going to make it? All biases aside. All biases aside, I don't know. Because there were some guys, and I looked up like the senior class this year. I went through the careers of every single one of those guys. Now, if my Klecko video did well, and it was clearly an appetite for that, I was going to break down the whole senior class for you guys. This senior Hall of Fame candidate class, senior class, right? Talking about high school. I was going to do that. I had already done most of the work. And there are guys in there that are serious candidates. Serious. And if you only look at the accolades, what they've received, then maybe they got them. So you have to look at more of that. Like the unique thing about Joe Klecko is, and we talk about it all the time, is that he made it to Pro Bowl at 3 different positions in different defenses, 4-3, 3-4 nose tackle. Like it's totally different. Guys today, they can't even move over from the Sam to the Mike. From the Mike to the Will. They can't even do that. They're out of position. Their skill set, their skill set. It's like Mo Lewis. Mo Lewis played outside linebacker in 3-4. He played the outside linebacker in a 4-3. There was a year that he had to play inside linebacker, at least for a stretch. They asked him to be a coverage linebacker. He got, 5 interceptions. They asked him to be a pass rusher. He got 10 sacks. No matter what you needed him to do, he could figure it out. Joe Klecko was the same way. What do you need? Okay, I'm in here now. I'll kill that guy. You got me on the edge? Don't worry about it. I'll crush that guy. So Joe Klecko was of a different breed. And he not only succeeded at those other positions, he dominated. He is an all-pro, first-team all-pro at 2 different positions. Let me see something. Let me see something here. I want to make sure I'm right. So he is a first-team all-pro, defensive player of the year, and obviously the Pro Bowl in 1981 with 20 and a half sacks. In 1983, he was playing left so that was at right defensive end. So right side defensive end. Then they moved him to left side defensive tackle. He made second team All-Pro and the Pro Bowl. So he's still he's an All-Pro. Don't forget, we say Jamal Adams is a 3-time All-Pro. One of those is second team, and it's no problem, right? You made All-Pro. He's an All-Pro. So then in 1984, he made the Pro Bowl again at left defensive tackle. And then he made the nose tackle. He made first team All-Pro at nose tackle. with 7.5 sacks from the nose tackle position. It's like it almost never happens. So that's the thing. When I think of Joe Klecko's chances, I'm looking at that. Now, maybe this other guy, he's a 5-time All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler. Joe Klecko doesn't have that. Maybe this other guy has, 15 sacks a year the whole time. Joe Klecko doesn't have that. But when you look at how they moved him around and how he was able to dominate no matter where you put him, nobody's got that. He's the only person in NFL history to do that. So how do you have a guy that did something that no other player in the history of the game has done? Not Jerry Rice, not Joe Montana, not Barry Sanders, not Lawrence Taylor. None of these guys have done that. Now, they weren't asked to, so it's not to their discredit or anything like that, to their detriment. But it's like, he was asked to do that. Not only was he asked to do that, he was asked to do that for a team that sucked, and he did it anyway. He sacrificed his body. In 1982, he played 2 games. You want to know when they were? He was hurt the entire season. He came back because the Jets made the playoffs, and he couldn't allow that. He played injured because he couldn't let the team go into the playoffs and not help. Like, that's who this guy is. So to me, all biases aside, if I'm just looking at that stuff, like I said, depends on how they look at it. When they look at the story in front of the box score, when you look at numbers, you can go, dude, has guys at 3.1 yard average. What are you talking about? It's like, well, where's the story? How did he get there? What does that mean? What does that mean? When you look at Klecko's story, nobody touches it. Nobody touches it. Why are you awake and your shirt's on backwards? Hold on. Why are you awake? Please go to bed. I don't know. A few more minutes. Just go to bed. Okay? No, give me that. Give me that. Jets Forever. Did you tell me how many things Mims? Oh, don't say that. I'm not even going to repeat that comment. Why is Mims always brought up? For a guy so hated, you all sure can't stop mentioning him. Well, here's the thing with Mims. I'm going to tell you both sides right now because I'm the peacemaker guy. The thing with Mims is that he was a high draft pick. And the problem with him in particular is there was a whole bunch, but there were 3 wide receivers on the board when we were originally sitting, which was pick 48. Van Jefferson, Chase Claypool, and Denzel Mims. Joe Douglas, in my opinion, very wisely took the 2/3 or whatever it was from the Seahawks to move back 11 spots, knowing I'll still get one of those guys. Smart. So, but when you look at Van Jefferson, he's now a Super Bowl winning wide receiver. He's lighting it up. He looks fantastic. And then you look at Chase Claypool, had a dominating rookie year. I didn't really keep up with him last year, but I think it was a little disappointing, but it was still good. And then you look at Denzel Mims. It's not as good. Matter of fact, last year was friggin' downright terrible. So there was questions about his intelligence, about his commitment, about his willingness, everything. So he comes back this year and he looks ripped. He's been working his ass off all off. He's making highlight catches in practice. He's the number 1 name in practice numerous times since training camp started. That's why. That's why people are so disappointed. Like, and there's so much back and forth because the people that want him to succeed, like me, and that liked him coming out and liked him as the pick, you want so badly to see this stuff actually work. Like the game, he had two great catches, had some real nice blocks. I'm pretty sure it was him. I'm fairly certain he had a couple blocks that I recall. Okay, maybe he's fucking Conklin. I don't know. But either way, he had the two catches. Then he has the damn drop. So you see how that fortifies both sides? Like the guys who don't like him and think he's just stop wasting time, take whatever you can get for him and let's move on. There's enough ammo there. You look at Van Jefferson, you look at Chase Claypool. That doesn't support Joe Douglas being a smart GM. Now, if he works out, it's a brilliant GM. Right? He turned that little move into an additional third, ultimately an additional third, 2 4ths, and a 6th, I think it was. That's what he, just jumping back 11 spots, that's what he made out of that. Now, back then, he was just trying to acquire capital. He had no players. He had nothing. His cupboards were bare. He had more people to get rid of than he had to keep that were worthy of keeping. So, whatever. So I'm just saying that there's enough ammo on both sides, but when you boil it down, why do we talk about him so much? It's because he's supposed to be good. Damn it. He's supposed to be good. That's all we want. And guys like me, I'm like, the drop kills. Come on, man. He didn't have that issue ever. The only time he had a little bit of dropsyism is when he was healing from the broken wrist. That's it. Other than that, nothing. Steven, hey, Sack, what's up, duder? What you doing, buddy boy? So he says Dean went 83rd overall. So he passed on. Yeah, look at that. 83rd? I thought he was drafted right there. I thought he was drafted right in that bubble. Right after that. Pick 80. That's insane. And he already looked good. Did you see him the other night? He looked good to me, Steve. He did. He looked good. And I think he's going to be fantastic, Nakobe Dean. I don't know. I think there was the injury thing, if I remember correctly, right? Wasn't there the injury thing? Watch this. Here's the thing. You guys ready? Show you the thing. Whoops. Hold on. I'm going to show you guys the honest to goodness reaction when Breece Hall was picked over who we all thought the pick was going to be Nakobe Dean. All of us. You guys ready? Make sure you can hear it. All right. Now this is Ryan up top. Me, obviously, with the beard. Next, Matt O'Leary, and then Boy Green is just to O'Leary's, like to O'Leary's left, but our right. Okay, you see him? All right, here we go.
With the 36th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Breece Hall, running back.
No way! Oh, man.
All right. You see O'Leary? He looked like exactly like that the whole time. What did I say? Said it's you know what I mean? So I'm happy with the pick. But like was said earlier, I don't know, Dennis. It's like I look at linebacker as the most important piece on the leader, middle linebacker. That's me. I'm old. You know what I mean? Your middle linebacker was the captain. He was the center. He was the meanest son of a bitch on the field. Tried to sound like Mickey. Yeah, the baddest on the field, Rock. I don't necessarily have my Burgess Meredith down, but so it's like when you look at all this stuff, though, man. All right, Dean Torres Labrum. Yeah, there were injury concerns, right, Duncan and Kevin. So Ray Jettison, thank you for the super chat, my friend. He says, "Hey, GreenBean, I want to tweet my avatar to Woody Johnson, hoping he will make changes to our current logo so it will look like my avatar. I think he'll bite." Hey, man, I think it can't hurt. I think it's pretty. Why not do that? Hey, Sack, are you still here? Would you do that? I know you're a fan, right, Jay? He's a big fan of the 80s 90s logo. So that is the 80s 90s logo. It's really our logo now with the it's like, so the fun, you know what I mean? You guys fucking, I'm not explaining it. You guys know what it is, but it's a combination of it. I'm going to break it down. You see what it is. What it actually is there is it's going to be, you got to move the thing to the left, but it's a combination. So they get to keep their kind of, I don't hate it, but it's kind of blah. Jets, the football. I know the thing that they're most proud of has to be the football with the stripes and the line being a jet taking off, flying the other way, like take flight. Like, I know that's what they're most proud of on it. I can guarantee it. It's definitely not the T. You know what I mean? So they like it. So how about keep it? Go ahead and keep it. And do what Ray's saying here. Just do the thing. Give us our swoosh. Give us our jet. They're going to go, there's two jets on the same thing. Well, nobody sees the football jet. I got to explain it to everybody. And I explained it to Frankie 20 times. He's still like, I don't see it. So it's good. I think it's great, Ray. I think if you just text him without pointing it out, he'll miss it. It's subtle. Like you almost think that's just the 80s logo. You know what I mean? You could. I bet a lot of people see that and they think it's the 80s, everything perfectly. It's not. It's different. The font. At least it better be, isn't it? Let me make sure here. Yeah, it's different. Look at the S. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's totally different. Okay. I mean, it's subtle, but it's different. It's hard when you're just looking at 4 letters, Yeah, they don't want to make any major changes to the current logo. And so, well, they just put all this money into it. They put all this investment and time and effort and hoopla. Think about when we changed that logo, the hope was that the Jets are going to have the normal response, which is like when you change your uniform, you have a good year. Since that logo, how many wins? That was 2018, right? Wasn't it 2018 or 19? 2019. We were, what were we? 3-13? No. We were 7-9. So we had 7 wins. Then we were 2-14. So that's 9. And then we were 4. I don't know. I'm math and I'm tired. Yeah, it's time to go. But anyway, it's like, it's tough for them to justify changing it already. And I just can't believe with the alternative helmet like that they teased one thing and gave us another. Again, I'm okay, but I know fans that were like livid. And like, why did you tease it? Why did you tease it? I don't understand. So, all right, last comment of the night. Garrett Wilson says, Garrett Wilson. J.E. says, Garrett Wilson is special. His route running is spectacular, but we need Zach Wilson to be accurate. Yeah. I think that's perfectly stated, man. I really do. I think that Garrett Wilson, granted, first ever preseason game, so we can't make too much out of it, But boy, oh boy, did he look good. He looked good, man. Crisp. That kid knows how to lose the DB. He knows how to do it. The problem is we have to have a quarterback that is settled down enough to hit him because the offensive line is protecting him. That is it. That is the New York Jets. I think LaFleur, I think we can get a good game plan out of LaFleur each week for the most part. That's what I think. So, with that all said, I'm a big Garrett Wilson hopeful this year. I really am. I think highly of him. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see two guys out there. Like, when's the last time we had two guys like Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore out there? It's been a long time. Surgical route runners, man. Guys that can just flat out beat the damn guy in front of them. And then when they got the ball in their hand, they can beat him. They can run away. It's been a long time. You know what I mean? Dude, you guys want to see what's going on here? Okay, just so you guys understand my life. I'm saying goodbye. Good night to you guys. I just got a text from my father-in-law, who is in Baltimore. That's where he lives. That's where my wife is from. Saying, he sent me an article saying Joe Flacco to start for Jets against Ravens. That's what his article. So let me see something here. Come on, man. I can't get it. Anyway, he's busting my chops. As we've seen, look at this. What happened to you? I thought you had a whole team. You had this great, what's up? Now, my father, he's a great dude, and he's not really a diehard football fan or anything. He's not gonna give it to me too hard. But my point is, even him, he's a doctor up there in Baltimore, Orioles fan, and he's just like, dude, what's up with your team? Can you guys never get it? I'm like, so that's that's the shit I get. You see? So I don't know. Kevin Delaney says Santana Moss and Jericho Cotchery. I don't know, buddy. Maybe. Jericho Cotchery is not on the same level of, like, don't forget, Elijah Moore and Garrett Wilson are essentially still prospects, right? We don't know what they're going to be. Jericho Cotchery was a very, very good NFL wide receiver who we let go for nothing. But Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore, what they are supposed to be elite. They are elite prospects. Elite. Again, we don't know what they're going to be. As far as who they're supposed to be, they are elite. And to have two of those guys on the field for this young-ass quarterback that we got, or Joe Flacco, it's going to be something. Oh, it's from the Baltimore Sun. So Baltimore is writing, in Baltimore, they're writing stories about their old buddy, Joe Flacco, going to start for the Jets. So there it is. I have Baltimore. Dude, we got to win this game, man. I don't want to eat that turd sandwich for the next 4 years until we play him again. I got to beat him. This is for my family. So give me a damn leg to stand on with somebody in my family. The only thing good I've had in the business is at least the Giants suck. That's the best thing I can say. I have Patriots fans. I have Buffalo fans. I got Miami fans. I got Giants fans. I got my wife's side. They're all from Baltimore, so they're Baltimore people. Everybody, Greenbean, how's it feel? What are you doing? I've had it. Bradigan. I've had it. There. Hey, dude. Jets 8:30. What's up? Tell your father-in-law. That's made my night. That's it. I'm going to end it on that note. Guys, don't forget about a couple things. Number one, if you didn't like the video, please do. I mean, come on already. Help me out. It's not too much to ask. Click, it's done. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that as well. That really helps me out. That's the one YouTube says, all right, people are subscribing. We're gonna try to help the channel succeed. It helps. If you haven't done it, please do. For all those of you that are subscribed, I'm sincerely grateful. If you guys want more, I'm releasing my 2022 Beanbaggers season schedule. I have all sorts of stuff that I've been thinking about it all off season. I wanted to change it. We did some cool stuff last year. I want to change it up. So I've been thinking about it. I'm releasing it this week, probably Thursday. Maybe tomorrow though, but maybe Thursday. I'm releasing it so the whole Beanbaggers can know what we're doing this off season. If you want to hang with us, man, it's such a great group of dudes. A bunch of them are in here right now. And you can join that by clicking the link in the description. It says Beanbaggers, and we'll be happy to have you. There are tiers of different benefits and stuff, and you can take a look. But that is also appreciated. That helps me out on a personal level, but it really, I love doing it. That's the best community I got going on right now. So the other thing is help us send Jets fans that have never been to a Jets home game from around the country and the world to their first ever Jets home game. You can do that by clicking the link in the description. $5. If we all, even if this group right here, 130 of you in here, just all donated $5, we'd have enough to send two more people to the game, just like that. And Chris Bradigan, who is right here, down since day one-ish. Yeah. Chris Bradigan is the next guy up. He lives in the Chicago area. He's never been able to make it to a Jets home game, and we want to get him there. So help us, help Bradigan get to his damn game already, man. Right, Chris? We're going to get him there, and you guys can all help. If you can help, it's appreciated. If you can't, we understand. No hate, but it's great if you can. We could use the help. We're close. We're close to getting the next one going, and then we want to get another guy there. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. You guys are the absolute best. I'll leave you with a couple of clips tonight, but first let's do this one. Have a great, wait, let me do the thing. Okay. You know what? I'll give you a clip first. How's that sound? I'm just going to pick a random clip. I don't know what it is. Let's see what I say. And there we go. And I'm not scared of Miami. Everybody's, Miami, they haven't proven shit to me. They haven't proven anything. And I'm not so convinced that they're going to be some juggernaut either. I mean, if they take these first round picks and keep taking guys like Austin Jackson, I'm going to feel real fine about it. 2009, they rode the Mangini Express, Rex did, right to the AFC Championship game. Then they built upon that and got to the 2010 championship game. And then it came. The worst offseason in New York Jets history. Let me put on my homer cap real quick for you. The Jets are going 12-5, getting a first-round bye. Home field for at least one game in the playoffs this year. What do you think of that? What do you think of it? That's what I'm saying. 12-5. We're going, guys. 12-5. 12-5, first-round bye, home field playoff game. Guys, it's going to be great. Are you kidding me? We were 2-14 last year. We have a whole roster full of kids. I got a first-time rookie head coach, rookie offensive coordinator. We don't know what these guys are going to do. We have a quarterback. He's never played an NFL game. Mekhi Becton can't stay healthy. I'm telling you, we're going 12-5. I'm telling you, you're out of your friggin' mind.
I think he's going to be day one, a violent vertical edge setter.